Okay, so this is signs of cheating in a relationship and red flags, part 13. And so this is still related to Facebook, kind of, because at the new job, my ex-husband was always talking about how he liked fresh starts and things like that. So he had a new job. It was kind of untouched, related to, not knowing any of the women. But there came a point he got to know the women, and so the HR lady, at one point, he came home and told me that the HR woman accused him of being too close with one of the employees. And so I was kind of suspicious of that, because he had told me something about she was telling him where she lived at, giving him her address. And so if the other employees had heard that, then, maybe they did have reason to believe that he was trying to pursue something with her. I don't know. But this particular job, he was doing the same thing and saying that he had to stay late after hours for his work, 2 or 3 hours. So he was saying that he had to he had to do his paperwork before he could leave. And I said, well, why didn't you do it while you were working? He's like, well, I can't, because I don't have time to do it. I'm doing the other work. And it's like, well, so you can't do this paperwork at work. Basically what it boiled down to, it was computer work. He just didn't want to do it. So he started having me do it. And at home and on the weekends. And he would get really angry with me. He's like, isn't a wife supposed to do that for her husband? He would ask me. I would tell him no, I didn't want to do it, or that I was tired, because sometimes he would ask me to do it later in the afternoon. So usually after 2 o'clock, when I'm doing stuff on the computer, I start getting kind of tired. My eyes get tired and blurry. And so I've been doing the stuff on the computer for a few hours, and then then it makes it hard for me to type. And I had my own YouTube channel, my own YouTube business at one point at that time too, that was really successful. So I was doing stuff that I liked doing. I didn't want to do his stuff. He would get really, really mad. He's like, you just remember that. If you ever need help, I'm not going to be there to help you. And he was yelling and screaming at me related to that. And he wanted me to do his employees' work and stuff like that. And so I knew a lot about his employees, because their addresses and phone numbers, and what he thought about them at work, and related to their work habits, and being put in their files and things like that. But it sounded like the HR woman thought he was having a relationship with one of them too.